Hello, welcome back to the study of teaching methodology, and we are looking at the foundation of education. And in this course, we have got five subjects. We have got philosophy, sociology of education, psychology of education, and we have got history of education. So now we are starting with the philosophy of education. I think we had looked at the course outline. So in module 1 to module 4, we are looking at philosophy of education. Philosophy of education. This is your host, Dr. Tulipo Mwenifumbo. Foundation of education, philosophy of education, module 1 to 4. Philosophy of education, we are going to look at the introduction, which is module 1. Introduction to philosophical perspective of education. A philosophical perspective of education explores the fundamental nature of knowledge, learning, and teaching. In module 1, we shall look at the following topics. We are going to look at introduction, then we are going to define philosophy, then we are going to look at the relevance of philosophy in education, then we are going to look at the overview of the lecture. By embracing philosophical inquiry, educators can develop a deeper understanding of their practice, foster critical thinking, and create a more thoughtful and inclusive learning environment. Philosophy it's a study of uh, wanting to find out the solution to things or why things are the way they are. Philosophy it's a critical thinking about things. Now, in this critical thinking, it will create your ability as a trainer or as a teacher to be able to cope up with your students and to create the learning environment which is more inclusive because you understand the philosophical issues about your learners and about your environment. So, philosophy is the systematic study of fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, values, reasons, mind, and language. So, when we talk about philosophy, we are talking about a systematic study with all the fundamentals of questions where you ask why things are the way they are, why you ask the reason for existence, why should we go to school, why should people learn. You ask, you find the quest of wanting to know things, wanting to know the value of things, the reasons why things are the way they are, the mind, why you people think the way they are. You have to know why people speak the way they are. So it is the philosophical, it is the systematic study of fundamental questions and existence, knowledge, values, reasons, mind, and language. It involves critical thinking, logical inquiry, and exploitation of ideas to understand reality and human thinking. So, why is philosophy of education relevant to education? Number one, it examines assumptions. Philosophy helps educators question and clarify assumptions about teaching, learning, and knowledge. So they help you to, as a trainer, an educator, they'll help you to examine the assumption, to clarify some questions, to clarify some things about teaching, learning, and knowledge. It also informs curriculum design. Philosophical perspectives shape curriculum content, structure, and goals. So, yeah, because you have the mind of questioning, trying to find out the answer, it helps you to be able to craft the curriculum that can be relevant and that can be able to answer a lot of questions. The other thing is that it guides teaching methods. Philosophy guides teaching methods. So philosophy influences teaching approaches as student-centered or teacher-centered method. So it will be able to influence which method you will be able to use when it comes to teaching. Which method are you going to believe as a workable method for you? Number four, it fosters critical thinking. So as philosophy is all about critical thinking. Philosophy promotes critical thinking, problem solving, and analytical skills. So it will uh, craft your mind to be able to come up with solution to solve problems. Then it also explores values and ethics. Philosophy examines values, ethics, and moral principles in education. It also enhances understanding of knowledge. Philosophy investigates, in trying to know why, in trying to know things, you investigate the nature of knowledge, truth, and the reality. Again, philosophy in education will help in to support personal growth. Philosophy encourages self-reflection, autonomy, and self-actualization. If you don't understand some of these terms, like autonomy, self-actualization, you need to go to the dictionary, or you need to research about them, Google, and understand some terms which you don't understand. Because me trying to expand on those, it may take time, and you are a learner. You need to understand what you are learning, and much more. We are dealing with people that are schools, people that has been in school, so you must be a person that is familiar with these words. And if you're not familiar with some of the words that we are going to use, you must be able to have interest as a philosopher to inquire and to research and to find out about those terms. So philosophy encourages interdisciplinary connections. Philosophy wants to know. Philosophy wants to understand things. Philosophy connects ideas across subjects and disciplines. It also prepares for uncertainty. So philosophy makes you to understand, as a teacher, or as a lecturer, as a trainer. It makes you to understand that there are ambiguity in certain things. There are things that you may happen unexpectedly from the students, from anywhere. So it makes you to be certain, it makes you to understand and navigate the ambiguity and uncertainty. Then lastly, it fosters a reflective and adaptive approach. As a philosopher, you understanding that things can change, you understanding that life is changes, life is evolutional. You'll be able to promote ongoing reflection and evaluation and improvement in education. So as a philosopher, you are asking questions, and in every moment of education there are changes that comes in with modernity. So you foster reflective as a philosopher, and you are able to guide, and you are able to guide in the development of education. So as a philosopher, you said you foster develop you are able to look at, to discern what changes can be done in education. So there are lessons that we are going to look at as we look at the philosophy of education. We have tackled introduction. We are going to look at essentialism, we are going to look at progressivism, we are going to look at existentialism, social constructivism, critical theory, pragmatism, then we are going to look at humanism, and we are going to conclude. So there are 10 subjects that we are going to tackle in this course. So Let's continue and join me in other subjects. So we philosophy. We said it is the quest to understand things. This is your host, Dr. Tripo Mfumbo. Remember to like the video and also to subscribe, and look forward to get into the trainings and the courses that we are offering in this program. This is your host once again, Dr. Tripo Mfumbo. Enjoy the classes as we continue in philosophy of education.